You want to know who the kid is?
Oh, I love...
Driven by emotions and emotional relationships.
Promise? Oh my God!
The story is an emotional tapestry woven with innocence, betrayal, joy, fear, self-doubt, lots of humor, and of course, love. So how did we animate those emotions? Well, it became about relying on story to drive the animation style and not the other way around. It was more about substance and not spectacle. We wanted the animation not just to be seen, but more so to be really felt. Before going on an emotional journey with Nimona, we started with breaking down the script line by line to create a roadmap of her own emotional peaks and valleys, both internal and external. This way we could determine her emotional dynamic range throughout the film and understand what energy she was carrying from sequence to sequence and shot to shot.
Oh, Nemesis.
But ultimately, this film was about relationships. So we overlaid her roadmap with balusters to better understand and to fine-tune their emotional and energy dynamic together before we even started animating. This way, we knew how to stay true and on track with her performance.
Pick a lane!
Our directors Nick and Troy wanted us to have Nimona keeping the audience guessing about who and what she is, so we brought a really fun Beetlejuice energy to her and made our acting choices for her as different as possible to reflect her unpredictable nature.
Can you just be you?
We also wanted to bring a classical 2D influence to her staging and posing. Influences like the beautiful, entertaining work of Mark Davis, the fun of Chuck Jones, the sincerity of Miyazaki, and the charm of Bill Watterson were all inspirations. And as well, of course, the stunning graphic novel work of Andy Stevenson himself, the creator of Nimona.
You call me your sidekick.
All of her animation was dictated by how she was feeling at any specific point in the story. But her emotions are very nuanced, so the challenge we had was to span a performance range that went from her innocence 1,000 years ago when she first meets Glora, to her through love and true acceptance.
No matter what we do, we can't change the way people see us.
You change the way you see me.
Nimona is so strong and yet at the same time truly vulnerable. So unlike most other animated films, her emotions could be laid bare and raw, and we wanted to handle that carefully, truthfully, and sincerely without overacting.
You think that I would do that?
Much of that emotional depth came from Chloe Grace Moretz's beautiful vocal performance, which is a real inspiration to our great animation team.
Your sidekick has arrived.
Cool. Let's just run through it one more time quick, and then we'll roll into the next one.
All right. Your sidekick has arrived.
Getting them frustration, and then drop into sober self-reflection, and then bubble back to feeling hopeful in one sequence. So we had to be measured in how we handled her physicality and not overact. At the core of Nimona's animation was the philosophy of making her acting decisions as original and true as possible by understanding her emotional ceiling and floor and letting that be our barometer rather than relying upon animation cliches that we've seen many times in the past. Even when she's transforming into other forms of herself, she's driven by emotion. And that's whether she's defending herself from an angry mob or just having a great time wrecking a castle.
Metal.
The key to the animation in this film was to make sure that everything she did, from the biggest transformation into a whale to the smallest, almost imperceptible emotional eye dart, was sincerely sharing part of who she is for the audience to grow to understand and hopefully to see and feel the true heart of Nimona.
Nimona!